1 Introduction. My name is Daphne. I was a young woman, 24 years old. Many people often said I was very beautiful. My hair was long and dark and my eyes were bright. People also said I was spoiled. This meant I always got what I wanted without effort. My life was very easy and full of comfort. I grew up in a big rich house. My parents had a lot of money and they gave me everything I asked for. I never needed to work for anything. I never learned to cook meals for myself or for my family. I never cleaned the house. Other people like housekeepers and cooks always did these tasks for me. My days were spent on leisure. I did not know about hard work or daily chores. When I met Henry, he was a very kind man. He was also handsome with a warm smile and gentle eyes that showed his good nature. We fell in love quickly. Soon we decided to get married. I thought my life would stay exactly the same after marriage. I believed Henry would love me deeply and continue to take care of everything just like my parents did. I expected to continue living without worries or any duties around the house. I simply believed he would be happy with me just being beautiful and charming. But Henry was different from my parents in many important ways. He loved me very much and his love was true. However, he wanted more from our marriage than just a beautiful wife to admire. He wanted a true partner. He wanted someone who would share life with him, someone who would work alongside him, not just someone who looked nice next to him at social events. He hoped for a wife who would help with the home, contribute to our shared life, and build a future together with him. This idea of partnership was completely new to me. I had never thought about being a partner in this active sharing way. This difference in expectations was the start of a big change in my life. It was the beginning of a very important lesson I needed to learn. I did not know it then, but my easy, worry-free life was about to become much more challenging. Henry's wish for a true partner was the first step on a completely new path for me. It was the moment when my old way of living began to end. A new understanding of life, of love, and of responsibility was about to begin. I was about to learn that being beautiful was not enough to make a marriage strong or a life fulfilling. I would learn about responsibility, effort, and what true partnership really meant. My life would never be the same again after this. This was the true start of my journey. 2. A wife who does nothing. The first months of our marriage passed quickly. Henry worked very hard every day. He left our home early in the morning when the sun was just rising. He came back late in the evening, often when it was already dark. His job was tiring, and he looked very tired when he arrived home. But I did not help with the house. I did not cook for him, and I did not clean. Our home quickly became very messy. Dust covered the tables. Dirty dishes stayed in the kitchen sink for days. When Henry came home, the kitchen was often empty. There was no warm food waiting for him after his long day. I spent my days doing things that I enjoyed. I went to the shops in town and bought new clothes for myself. Sometimes I just stayed in bed for many hours. I slept late into the afternoon. I thought this was normal. I believed Henry would take care of everything just like my parents used to. One evening, Henry spoke to me softly. He looked at the messy living room. He said, "Daphne, perhaps you could help a little tomorrow. Maybe try to cook a simple meal for us." I did not understand why he was asking. I thought it was his job to provide everything. I laughed and told him, "Oh, Henry, you work hard. You can just order food for us. It is easier that way." I did not see the sadness in his eyes. I did not see how much he needed my help. Henry was very patient. He never raised his voice or got angry. But I was not listening to him. Soon people in our small town started to notice our home. They saw the state of our house sometimes. They saw Henry working hard and me doing nothing to help. Whispers began in the market and in the streets. People would say things like, "Henry's wife does nothing at home." They called me lazy. They said I was a bad wife to a good man. I heard some of these words, but I chose to ignore them. I thought they were wrong. I believed my beauty was enough. I believed Henry would always love me no matter what I did or did not do. I did not understand that real love also needed work and care from both people. Every day the house became a little messier and Henry came home a little more tired. And every day the town's opinion of me grew a little worse. I was still blind to the true cost of my actions. 3. Henry's sadness. Henry was a very kind man. He never got angry with me. He never shouted. He always spoke softly, even when he was tired. Henry believed in teaching with kindness, not with loud words. He wanted me to learn, but he did not force me. He showed great patience every day, even when I did nothing to help him. He was a good and loving husband, always thinking of me and our home. His calm nature made it hard for me to see the trouble I was causing. Every night, Henry came home from work. He worked hard all day to take care of us. When he came home, I could see his face. It was very tired. His eyes looked sad. Sometimes I saw his hands. They looked like they hurt from his hard work. He did so much for our home and for me. He cooked sometimes and he cleaned often. But I did not help him with any of these things. I just watched him get more and more tired. The house was still messy. There was dust on the furniture. Dirty plates were in the kitchen sink. Clothes were not put away. Henry saw these things, but he did not complain loudly. Instead, he would ask me again very gently. He would say, "Daphne, let's clean the house together tonight. It will be faster if we both help." He hoped I would say yes, but I always found a reason to say no. But I still said no. I would find an excuse. I would say I am too tired today or I have a headache. I believed that Henry loved me very much. I thought that if he truly loved me, he would not mind if I did nothing. I thought love meant I could sit and relax and he would still stay with me. I was wrong. I did not understand what real love was. I thought his love was strong enough for both of us, no matter what I did or did not do. One evening was different. The sun had gone down. It was dark outside. I walked into the living room. It was also dark inside the house. I did not turn on the lights. Then I saw him. Henry was sitting on the sofa. He was alone in the dark room. He was not reading or working. He was just sitting there very still and quiet. His eyes looked empty. They did not have the usual light or kindness. He looked very far away. He looked like he was thinking about something sad. He looked like he was lost. This was the first time I felt a new feeling. It was a small fear. It was a cold feeling in my heart. I thought, is Henry really sad? Is he unhappy because of me? For the first time, I felt scared. Was I losing him? Was my laziness pushing him away? This thought was new and very strong. It made me feel worried. I did not want to lose my kind husband. I started to think that maybe my actions were not good. Maybe I needed to change. The quiet sadness in Henry's eyes made me think about my life and my choices. It was a moment of quiet worry for me. 4. Another woman. The real trouble began when a woman named Clara started visiting Henry. She was hardworking and kind. I heard people in town talk about her often. They said many good things about Clara. She was simple and sweet. They said she was everything I was not. I did not work. I did not help Henry. I did not keep our home clean. Clara seemed to do all these things naturally. My heart felt a new bad feeling. It was jealousy. I had never felt jealous before. I always thought Henry would love me forever. I thought he would never leave me, but now I was not so sure. People started to say, CL would make a better wife for Henry. These words were like a knife in my heart. For the first time, I felt truly afraid. I watched Clara when I saw her. She always looked busy and helpful. Her clothes were simple but clean. Her smile was warm. She seemed to know how to take care of a home. She seemed to know how to take care of a husband. My mind was full of thoughts about her. She was the opposite of me. I spent my days sleeping or shopping. Our house was messy. Henry was often sad and tired. Clara's presence made me see my own mistakes more clearly. Henry never said anything bad about Clara. He never said anything bad about me either. But I could feel a change. There was a distance growing between us. Clara's visits were a constant reminder of what I was not. They showed me what Henry needed and they showed me what I could lose. My fear grew bigger every day. I was afraid Henry would leave me for Clara. I thought about my life. I thought about my laziness. It was not a small thing. It was a big wall between Henry and me. This wall was pushing him away. It was pushing him towards another woman. I knew this truth in my heart. My choices caused this pain. My laziness was putting my marriage in danger. I had to do something. The thought of losing Henry was terrible. It was a new and strong feeling. It was worse than any messy house. It was worse than any cold food. It was the fear of losing love, and I knew it was all my fault. 5. The first lesson. One evening Henry spoke to me. His voice was soft, but his words were strong. Daphne, he said, love is not enough. We must build our life together. These words were like a cold wind. They went deep into my heart. I had always thought love was everything. Now I understood he meant more than just feelings. He wanted a partner, someone to share the work. For the first time, I felt a strong need to do something. I decided to cook dinner for Henry. I had never cooked before. My parents always had cooks. I did not know how to start. I went to the kitchen. It felt like a strange place. I found some rice and some vegetables. I tried to remember how the cooks did it. I put the rice in a pot with water. I turned on the stove. I did not know how much water to use. I did not know how long to cook it. Soon the water boiled over. The rice stuck to the bottom of the pot. It started to burn. A bad smell filled the kitchen. Next, I tried to cook the vegetables. I cut them badly. I put too much oil in the pan. The vegetables became very soft and brown. They did not look good at all. When Henry came home, I was still in the kitchen. The food was ready, but it looked terrible. The rice was hard in some places and burned black in others. The vegetables were a dark, shapeless mess. I felt very nervous. Henry looked at the plates. He saw the burned rice and the strange vegetables. He did not say anything bad. Instead, he smiled. It was a kind smile, but it was also a little sad. "It's okay, Daphne," he said gently. "You are trying." His kindness was too much for me. My eyes filled with tears. I had been so proud, so unwilling to change. But his gentle words, even with the terrible food, broke something inside me. I started to cry. Big tears rolled down my face. "Please don't leave me, Henry," I said, my voice shaking. "I can change. I promise I will change." Henry came closer. He put his arms around me. He held me tight. "I don't want perfection, Daphne," he whispered. "I want effort. Just try." His words brought a small hope to my heart. This was the first step. This was the first lesson. I knew it would be hard, but I wanted to learn. I wanted to be the wife he deserved. I wanted to build our life together. 6. Learning is hard. Changing my ways was very, very hard. I had been lazy for my whole life. I never had to do any work. My hands were not used to cleaning. My mind was not used to thinking about meals. Before I only thought about shopping or sleeping. Now I had to learn new things every day. It felt like a big mountain to climb. When I tried to clean, it felt like a war. Dust was everywhere. The floors were dirty. I did not know where to start. My back hurt quickly. My hands became red. I wanted to sit down and do nothing like before. Cooking was even harder. I did not know how to cut vegetables. I did not know how much salt to put in the food. The kitchen became messy very fast. Sometimes I would burn the food again. These moments made me feel very sad and frustrated. Sometimes I wanted to stop. I wanted to go back to my old life. I missed not doing anything. I would get angry. I would shout at Henry. I told him it was all his fault. I said it was too difficult for me. I wanted him to tell me it was okay to be lazy again. But Henry never got angry back. He always stayed calm. He looked at me with kind eyes. He did not shout. He did not get upset. Henry was like a very good teacher. He showed me how to hold the broom. He showed me how to wash the dishes. He taught me how to read simple recipes. He stood next to me in the kitchen. He explained things slowly. "First you cut the onion, then you heat the oil," he would say. He never got tired of teaching me. He always said, "Just try, Daphne. Effort is important." Music, slowly, very slowly, I started to learn. Each day I learned a little more. My cleaning became better. My cooking tasted a little less bad. One afternoon, I cleaned the entire house. It was not perfect, but it was clean. I felt very tired, but also a little happy. I waited for Henry to come home. When Henry walked in, he saw the clean house. His eyes became wide. A big smile came to his face. He looked at me and his eyes were full of joy. He did not say many words, but I saw it. For the first time, Henry looked proud of me. It was a wonderful feeling. It was much better than any new dress or jewel. His pride made me want to try even harder. It showed me that I could really change. This feeling gave me new strength. It made all the hard work feel worth it. I knew then that learning might be hard, but it was also important. 7. What people say now. The people in the town started to see a different Daphne. Before they whispered bad things. They called her the bad wife. Now their words changed. They saw her working hard. They saw her cleaning the house. They saw her trying to cook. It was a big change for everyone to notice. One day, Mrs. Green, who lived next door, smiled at Daphne. "Your house looks so nice, Daphne," she said. Daphne felt warm inside. It was a simple comment, but it meant a lot. Other neighbors also started to nod and smile. They did not whisper bad things anymore. The old words were gone. People talked about how much Daphne had changed. They said, "She is really trying." They said, "Maybe she truly loves Henry." These new whispers were good to hear. Clara, the woman who used to visit Henry at work, was not part of their story anymore. No one talked about Clara. Henry did not talk about her either. He only looked at Daphne. His eyes showed love and pride. He often told Daphne, "I always believed in you." These words were very important to her. His strong belief helped her. It was stronger than her old laziness. It was stronger than her weakness. Daphne remembered the difficult days. She remembered when the house was messy. She remembered the cold food. She remembered Henry's sad face. Now those days felt far away. Their love became new. It was like the first day they met, full of happiness and hope. Their home felt warm and bright. Daphne felt shame when she thought about the past. She knew she had made many mistakes. But she also felt strong now. She had learned many new things. She knew how to clean. She knew how to cook simple meals. She knew how to be a partner. This new strength gave her hope for the future. She felt good about herself. She felt good about her marriage. The people in the town continued to see Daphne and Henry together. They saw them laugh. They saw them walk hand in hand. The town had seen Daphne change from a spoiled girl to a hard-working wife. It was not easy, but she did it. Everyone could see her effort and her new happiness, and the town's good words made her feel even better. She knew she was on the right path. Henry's love and her own hard work had made this change possible. She was no longer the bad wife. She was Henry's loving wife, and everyone knew it. Their story was now a happy one, showing how love and effort could change everything. 8. Learning what love is. I was still Daphne at the end. But I was a new Daphne, a better Daphne. I was not perfect. I still sometimes hated to clean. Sometimes I still burned the food when I cooked. But things were very different now. Henry and I would laugh together, even when I made a mistake. His patience taught me much. His love showed me a new way to live. Before I thought love was only about being beautiful, getting gifts, and never doing hard work. I believed Henry would love me no matter what I did or did not do. But I was wrong. I learned that real love is much more. It is not just about kisses or nice words. It is not only about happy times or easy days. Real love, I learned, is about working together. It means two people being a team. It means patience, especially when one person learns something new and finds it hard. It means fighting for each other, not against each other. When things were difficult, Henry fought for us. He stayed with me, taught me gently, and never gave up on me. I remembered the days when people called me the bad wife. I remembered the messy house, the cold food, and Henry's sad eyes. It felt like a very long time ago. Now I felt proud. I was a wife who helped, cooked, and cleaned. I was a wife who understood her husband's needs. Henry's love was like a bright light for me. It showed me the path to become a better person. It showed me how to be a loving wife. I never thought I could change so much. I never thought I could learn these things. But with Henry's help and my own effort, I did. Our life together became full of joy. We shared everything. The work, the laughter, and our dreams. Every day was a chance to learn and to grow. I was no longer the spoiled girl who did nothing. I was a true partner. I was a wife who truly knew how to love. This lesson was the most important one of my life. It taught me that love is an action. It is something you do every day with your heart and with your hands. And because of this lesson, Henry and I found our happy ending. We built a beautiful life together, full of real, strong love. It was a love we worked for and a love we truly earned. Our home was now a place of warmth and happiness.